Hey, what's up? It's Thomas Few Senior just checking in with y'all, man. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, I'm happy to have you and welcome to the community, man. I just want to encourage you to be active, ask questions, man. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, get them notifications so you can get the new content as it freshly rolls out. But, definitely glad to have you here. We're on a mission right now to master the money game. We're going to master the health game. We just going to get better overall. So, again, happy to have you here. But just wanted to drop in for a quick second. I'm waiting on my two of my sons to come out. They're getting haircuts today. It's Saturday. But just wanted to drop a quick line because I get a lot of clients that come to me and they think they have a credit problem, right? They think they have issues with credit and dealing with credit, not understanding credit. And what I want to say is 9 times out of 10, you don't really have a credit problem because most people are responsible. Most people, plan to pay their bills and, are not just out here using credit with no intention on paying the money back, right? So what you truly have in most cases is you have a money management problem, right? You lack discipline. You lack control when it comes to your finances. So in order to get in your low credit score, that's just really a reflection of how you handle your finances, right? So that's only a symptom of what your true issue is. So in order to truly begin fixing your credit issues, you got to start with a few other things, and I'm going to list those out for you right now. So number one, you got to first things first, you got to shift your money mindset, man. Like most people just have the wrong thoughts when it comes to money and interacting with money. A lot of people are very negative about money. A lot of people are scared when it comes to money. They avoid the topic. So you got to change your money mindset to being positive when it comes to money, right? So how do you do that? First things first, I want you to reflect a little bit about where your money mindset comes from, right? Think back in time, think about how you grew up. What things were you exposed to when it comes to money? And if it was negative things, we got to flip that right now. Like it's time to change that, shift those thoughts, and you got to start thinking about positive things about when it comes to the subject of money. Number two, you got to have a plan for your money, right? So you got to sit down and actually create a budget. And I know a lot of people hear the word budget and they think sacrifice. No, budget is nothing more than having a plan, monthly plan for your money. So pretty much for every dollar that you got coming in, you got a plan for it. And that's all it is. So you want to sit down, look at all the income you have coming in, look at all the expenses you got going out, and actually make a plan on a monthly basis so you know what's going on with your finances. Like if you don't know what's going on with your finances, nobody else is going to know, and life is going to happen to you, and you're going to end up in situations not understanding why you're always coming up short all the time. So start with creating that budget. Now, after you create that budget and you see how much income you have coming in versus what you got going out, and hopefully you got a surplus or extra money left over at the end of the month. If you don't, you may have to make some changes like cutting expenses or bringing in some additional income. But if you do have a surplus, the next thing I want you to do is start focusing on paying down debt, right? So what you want to do is, and something that I encourage folks to do is look into the debt snowball method, because it's a great way to build momentum when it comes to paying off your debt and getting debt free in the most efficient way possible. So all it is simply is you're going to look at, make a list of all your debts. Initially, you're going to put down all of the monthly minimum required payments on those debts. And then based upon what you have left over in your budget as a surplus or that extra money, you use that as your debt buster, right? Basically to pay off that debt a lot faster. So you're gonna, and what I like to do is I usually like to arrange them with the lowest balance first, so you can start feeling a good sense of accomplishment as you're knocking out, debts quicker and quicker. So start with that lowest debt. For every other debt that you have, you're just gonna pay the monthly minimums. But for that lowest debt, you're gonna pay the monthly minimum plus whatever you have in your surplus on your budget, so you can knock it out quicker. And then once you knock out that debt, you're gonna roll that monthly minimum in plus with your debt buster, and you roll that to the next lowest debt and knock that one out. So before you know it, you're going to be knocking out debt after debt after debt after debt, and you're going to get that thing done real quick. So our goal is to pay the least amount of interest possible when we're trying to knock these debts off. So we want to pay them off as quickly as possible. And then once you start paying off that debt, and once you start managing your finances, what you're going to notice is you're going to start building good money habits, right? because you're going to start building up that discipline muscle where you're not going out here and just spending money on anything and not thinking about it and not worrying about the consequences when you swipe that credit card and then you're getting hit with that interest, man, because that credit card interest is no joke. I know you've heard the term probably compound interest, and it's great when you invest in, right? But what most people don't realize is on that credit card, you're also paying compound interest back to the lender, right? And they charge you interest based upon your average daily balance, right? So they charge you every day some additional interest. And then what they do is if you don't pay it off, you know what they do? They charge you interest on top of your interest, man. They just keep hitting you and hitting you and hitting you. So that's why it's so critical that we get out of debt, pay those credit cards off as quickly as possible, because you know what that's going to do in the process. As you build that discipline and as you keep those plans in place and you follow your money game plan, what it's going to do is your credit score is going to naturally go up, right? Because your credit score is made up of 5 primary key components. Number 1 is good payment history, right? That's the biggest percentage, right? 30%. So paying your bills on time, and what that means when I say pay your bills on time is that it means never letting anything go beyond 30 days late, because that's when a creditor will update that as a late payment to your credit report. So if anything happens and you can't pay something exactly on the due date, just make sure you pay it before it goes 30 days late so it doesn't impact your credit score. Now, you may get a late fee from the creditor, but they won't report it as late until it's 30 days late or more, right? The second part is your credit utilization. So we talked about paying those debts down, right? So when you're looking at your credit cards, look at your revolving credit. This accounts for another 25% of your overall excuse me, I can't even talk right now, of your overall credit score, right? So you want to make sure that you pay those credit card balances down and keep your credit utilization rates. What's a credit utilization? That is simply the amount of credit that you use versus what you have available. So the lower that number, typically the better is going to impact your overall credit rating and is going to help to boost your score as you pay those credit card balances down. Then there's 3 other categories that you need to be concerned with. There's 1, which is your credit mix. You want to make sure that you're using different types of credit. So that's your revolving credit, which are reusable lines like your credit cards where you can use it, pay it off, and use it again. Or you have your installment loans, which is going to be a fixed payment like your mortgages, your auto loans, student loans, things like that. So the credit score likes to see you have a good credit mix of using those different accounts and showing that you are responsible with using different types of credit. Then there's 2 other areas. There's also your average age of accounts or your length of credit history. So it's good that once you open up an account, keep it open, especially if it's a good account and has good payment history. You want to keep those accounts open as long as possible, because the longer your credit history ages, the more it's going to impact and help your credit score. And then the last piece is just inquiry. So that means only inquire or go out and apply for credit when you need it. So those are the 5 key areas that impact your credit score. And you'll notice that as you build up that discipline with your financial plan, as you focus on using that budget and paying down your debt and getting rid of your debts, that's going to build up your discipline muscle. And over time, you're going to see that score start to skyrocket, man, because you're showing consistent financial responsibility. That's all the credit score wants to see, really. I mean, it's a game. Just like I talk about mastering the money game, mastering the credit game is the same. I actually wrote a book called Master the Credit Game. You can go get a copy of it. Actually, I took it off of Amazon, so there's no longer a hard copy available. You can get the ebook because I'm in the process of writing a new edition of the book. So I just wanted to take it down, but I do sell it by ebook. You can go to thomasjfew.com and you can grab a copy of that ebook. But it literally will tell you how to master this credit game, because that's all our financial system is. It's literally a game. And you have to learn how to play it and play it within the rules. And when you learn how to play it well, you can go out here and succeed and leverage the financial system for what it was truly intended for. So I hope this helps you. But again, stop stressing out about your credit scores, and start focusing more on your financial habits. Start looking to see what things can you change with your financial habits to build more consistency with your finances and to improve your overall financial health, because that's what it's about. It's about being financially healthy, not just credit health. You want to be healthy across the board when it comes to your finances, and we're going to talk about some of those different categories in some future videos of different things that you'll want to focus on. But this is just the basics. The basics is really about coming up with that plan and developing that discipline muscle, because if you can't get that down, The rest of it doesn't matter. You're never going to get to the point where you're saving. You're never going to get to the point where you're investing. You're never going to get to the point where you're able to do all of these wonderful things that our financial system will allow us to do if you can't develop the discipline and the basics in the beginning. So I hope this helps, man, but tap in with me. Let me know. What are you struggling with? What kind of different things can I help you with as far as improving your personal finances? I'm going to be sharing a journey with my family as well, different things that we're going through to help, not only improve finances, but also to work on our health and work on our goals. So we're going to be doing a lot of different things, and I'm going to share that journey with you. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon.